difference in skill, bring you a Bakemono deck profile for Weiss Schwarz. My build is tricolor, red, green, and blue. So we're going to start off with 4 gates. I don't run the combo. And 4 2K1s. I don't run this combo either. This deck doesn't really rely on Climax combos. For level 0 lineup, we have 3 of this 0, 0, 2.4K red Hitagi. When she's by herself on the field, she gains 1.5K and hand encore. So the reason why this is good is that if you drop it on your first turn, and then they manage to run over it somehow, or they suicide with it, you can encore it, next turn, block, and then you'll have 7 cards in hand still, and then you'll probably be able to end that turn without playing anything else, and still have a 4K beater on the field. And then we have 3 of the Mayoi suicide. Basically just a level 0 suicide, and then when it attacks, I can give 500 to one of my strange trait characters. Next up we have 3 of the 0, just 2 of this Hanakawa, 2.4K. When it comes into play, it gains 500 for every other strange trait on the field, including for every strange trait character on the field, including herself. So with a full field, if you play her last, when you have a full field, you got a 5K, and then that's really good for taking down opposing level 1s while still being a viable option at level 0. And then for the supports at level 0, we have 3 of this Nautical. It gets 500 in front, and has another ability, pay 1, and it gives choose one of your characters and gains encore until the end of your opponent's next turn. I never use the second effect. I just use it for the 500 in front to use as one of the supports to carry me to level 3, all the way to level 3. And then to finish off the level 0s, we got 2 of this Hachikuji Brainstorm. Pay 1, tap 2 for each climax build. Search your deck for any character. Any character in this deck. So that's the level 0s and the Kana. Next up we got 3 of this 1-0 green Kangaroo. It gains 1K in the middle. So with my normal support setup, it'll probably be 7K in the middle, and that's really good for a 1-0 drop, for a 0 cost drop as a 1. Next up, just 1 of a 5.5K green vanilla. Just good for trying to take down something on the side. And next up we got 3 of the 1-1 blue Nautical, 6K Nautical. What it does is during your opponent's turn, it gains 1K, and it has hand encore. So this is really good for allowing me to keep a relatively strong character and wall on the field all the way until level 3, which is where Bakemono really shines. And I can usually offset the fact that it's pretty weak on my turn with this next support card I'm showing you, which is this 1 green Hanakawa, our support. Now this card is really broken in my opinion. What it does is, first effect, every card in this deck gains 500 in its global, and every card in this deck gains the ability to tap themselves to give 1K someone. So basically, your back row. Basically, since you can play 2 back row, you can like tap 2, and then get a free 2K every turn. Now this is coupled with the fact that I run 2K1s, so taking down things on my turn is a relatively easy task. And the last effect I won't explain it because I don't really use it in this deck, but it's a climax combo. But rather not waste time talking about it. The only thing I don't really like about this card is it's 2.4k, man. Dies to Wing Slayer. And finish up the level 1s, we got 2 of the 1-0R Hanekawa counter. It's a normal 1.5k counter with an additional effect. I think it's, what is it? Experience 4? I think it's either Experience 4 or 5. When you can pay 2 and then minus 1 soul while you use the counter to the opposing character. So it can save you a lot from you in a lot of games. For the level 2s, I don't run a lot. The only level 2 beater I really run is the 2-1 red Mayoi. Let's just say it gains 1k for no reason. And then for the we have 2-1 blue 3k counters. It's pretty standard. It's very important because at level 3 you need to really keep your field presence because that's where Bakemono really shines, and this helps you ensure that. Then we got 3 events, one of the 2-2 Sundere event, and 2 of the blue 2-1. Draw 2, ditch 1, and plus 3k somewhere. I use this, I don't use this a lot because it's really costly, but it's just there for when I really need it. And it's also a card you can really put in your level slot because it's a level 2 red, which I'll explain why it's important to have experience in this deck. And for this, usually I use it to practically guarantee that I get over my opponent's characters or to ditch climaxes before refresh. Now for the strongest part of Bakemono, which is the level 3 game. So we got this card. It's the best card in the deck. So the effect is, when it comes into play, it heals. You heal 1 damage. And with experience 6, it gains 500 power. And the following effect, when you reverse a level 2 or higher character, you can pay 1 to send one of their level 1s to the waiting room, including a level 1 or lower to the waiting room, including back row. So this ensures that your opponent has to attack with their lower characters first, or they can be bad and then run into it, and then you get to kill one of their front row small characters. Or just to kill off, if you're really dominating them, leave them with no cards to play against you by killing off their back row and they're just basically field wiping. However, a lot of the better decks don't really keep their level 1 supports all the way until level 3. So it's kind of, there's times where the effect can be obsolete and it just becomes 10k 500 heal. Still really good. And next up, we have 4 of the green 3-2 Kanguru. It gains 1k with experience 5, I believe, and it's a heal on play, and it has hand encore. The main reason I play this is another healer, but the most important part is that you have to put, it's a really good card to put in your level slot. As you saw in all of my level 1s, it's green and blue mainly, right? And most of my 1-0s are green. So if you draw this, you want to clock this ASAP so that you can get it into your level slot, and then you're already done half your experience. And then you can play green cards and then focus on getting a blue in there for the rest of your level, or a red. So just really good card for the experience, and still a good card for the healer. So lastly, we got another MVP of the deck. The 3/2 blue Hanakawa support. What it does, when it comes into play, you draw 2 and ditch 1. So it's good for getting card advantage at level 3 and drawing into healers. And then the next effect gives 2k in front. Now this ensures that if your field setup is like this, this gives 500 global, right? And these are 10/500 when you have experience 6. It ensures that one of your sides is 13k and ridiculously hard to run over. And even then, on your turn, you can tap 2 and then make your card get to 15k easily, which when coupled with a 2k1 can guarantee you to run over any counter, any level 3 with counter in the middle. So that's where Bakemono really shines, being really huge and being practically unable to be run over at level 3. So that's the most important part of this card. And there's also yet another effect. The cards in front gain the effect of when it reverses a character, you can pay 1 to bottom deck the opponent's character. This decompresses your opponent's deck and allows you to perhaps deal in some guaranteed damage near the end game if the situation calls for it. So let's say if they have let's say they're ramming into you, ramming the characters into you at level 3, and they only have 5 cards in them, and then they trigger 2. Now let's say you bottom deck them. Now they have 2 guaranteed damage on the bottom of the deck, and this allows you to end the game quite easily. Yeah, that's about it. Now I'm gonna explain a bit about the experience buildup during the deck. The fact that the deck has requires experience 6 and is tricolored made me really think about how I should really build the deck. This is a must in the level slot. You can either go with this, and something like where is it? You can go with these 3, or another blue level 1 like your counter. You could also go like this, or this. In rare occasions, if you do happen to draw into 2 of these, you can block one of them, and then have this, and then just throw in any red you desire. In the most extreme occasions, you probably just go. I really don't like putting the level 3 red Senju Gahara because you want as many of these as possible during level 3. But if the situation requires it, you'll probably have to end up having to put this in here, a blue, and then a green, another level 1 green. So yeah, that's about it for the Bakemono deck.